If you'd asked me anything about South Australia and the Flinders Ranges 5 years ago, I probably would have gone blank. Being a coastal born and bred girl, the idea of the Flinders and remote areas of Australia seemed so out of my reach and my mind. But then I met Pat and voila, my view of Australia has completely changed, as has my enthusiasm. So when an opportunity to explore the Flinders Ranges showed itself, we planned, packed and headed off. Pat's mum was turning 95, so we had a trip arranged to visit her in Orroroo and celebrate.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This was a great opportunity for Pat to take me on an adventure further north and show me around his part of the country. And I got to learn a lot about his family's adventurous and intriguing history. So from Orroroo, we headed north across the Johnberg Plains, through the O'Laddie Gorge to Carriton for our first overnight stop. Carriton was home of one of the many shops owned by Pat's grandfather in the very early 1900s. His son Richard, at the age of only 15, was sent to Carriton to manage the shop, and it was at the local pub that he boarded. To be standing in what was a sheep farmer's home where him and his family would reside. Tiny little place like this built of stone. And this is where R.C. Ford used to travel up along the plains here at the base of the Flinders, selling all these wares, his pots and pans to all of these families. There's numerous places like this scattered around this area. It's absolutely incredible. It was way back in May 1925, that's almost 100 years ago, that Pat's grandfather, Richard Ford, known as Dick, embarked on an epic journey that would etch his name into South Australian history. He was joined by George Hearn and Eardley Forrester, and together they set out from Adelaide to Darwin and back again in a 1923 model Crosley car. Pat's dad would recount tales of their daring expedition, proclaiming it as a first English car to traverse the rugged expanse between Adelaide and Darwin, unaided and under their own steam. Guided by little more than a compass, the trio navigated their way across vast stretches of this untamed outback. When the dirt roads dissolved into mere tracks, and those tracks then faded away, they relied only on the wisdom of the land, following the trails of horses, camels and donkeys to find their way to station properties and telegraph stations. On the western side of the Flinders at the old Hookner ruins. Amazing place, desolate, dry. This was actually a place that Dick Ford stayed back in 1925 with his fellow mates, all on their way north. Although it looks like nothing from this side, once you start approaching further across, you can actually see that this was a main waterway. So those that were here at the Hookner sheep station obviously would have relied on the water flowing through the creek on this side. Absolutely beautiful, so desolate, so red, and really hard to believe that this was an actual big sheep station. But their journey wasn't just about following the beaten path. It was an endurance test for the Crosley car in the outback, as well as an opportunity to look for business prospects further afield. The three of them embraced the challenge of the unforgiving outback with the spirit of true Australian adventurers.